it's Stephanie, and I wanted to talk about the 5 lowest rated books on my current TBR. Most of these are on my physical TBR, and then one I recently got the ebook of, so I wanted stuff that was a little more accessible to me so that hopefully I can read these throughout the year and do a check-in on what I thought. I know I did a video last year on books that have low ratings on Goodreads but that I ended up enjoying, and that I've seen a few people do this. I think Samantha Leighanne did something similar. So I was curious, just looking through my shelves and finding books that have really low ratings. So I wanted to see how those end up stacking up once I read them. I think the lowest one might be the only book that is lower than 3 stars on Goodreads is The Children's Home by Charles Lambert. This is currently sitting at a 2.95 on Goodreads. I know this seems like a fantasy, a dark fairy tale about like an old man who lives in a house with a maid, and all these like children just like end up at his house, and like he doesn't know why they're there, and there seems to be some dark fantastical reason why they're there, and that's really all I know. But I don't know why I've just always been so drawn to this book and just so very curious about it. So I currently have it out from the library. I'm hoping to get to it soon, but that is The Children's Home by Charles Lambert. Next up was a book I said I was going to read last year in my 15 books to read in 2018 TBR, and it was one of the ones that did not get read. So currently sitting at a 3.06 is The Gathering by Enright. I know this follows an Irish family at a funeral of one of their siblings, and I'm assuming it's just very introspective, a lot of family drama, which I'm into. Also looks like it won the Man Booker Prize in 2007, so I'm surprised that it's sitting that low on Goodreads, but we'll see. I also had people comment on my video where I talked about the books I didn't get to from that TBR, tell me that I should give this one a chance. So I will. Currently sitting at a 3.2 is The Fall of Lisa Bellow by Susan Perabo. I think this is about the aftermath of a kidnapping. The main character works at like a sandwich shop, and like a gunman comes and it takes like the girl she was working with, and maybe this is either her trying to find out what happened or dealing with the guilt of that, or both. So I'm not sure. If you've read any of these books, obviously please tell me know what you thought about them. But I think when I hauled this, I know someone commented that they enjoyed this book, so there has to be like some good merit to it. And so I'm wondering if maybe it was marketed as a thriller and it didn't end up being a thriller, and then people poorly rated it. I find that sometimes ratings are just poor marketing, and I'm wondering if that's the case for any of these. So this is The Fall of Lisa Bellow by Susan Perabo. Next up is the ebook I have, and that is I Am Providence by Mamatas. This is sitting currently at a 3.21, and I think this is supposed to be like a funny look at Lovecraft fan culture. I think it takes place at a Lovecraft convention, and from what I have heard, the reason that this has low ratings is because people who are currently part of that culture did not find the humor in this book and did not think it was done from love, which apparently it was. So I think people weren't happy about that. So I'm wondering if this is actually just a really good book and it's just one of those books people got upset about things he said. So when it was a Kindle Daily deal, I picked it up for $2. So that is I Am Providence by Mamatas. Sitting at a 3.24, I have Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. And I know this is supposed to be like a atmospheric, kind of gothic ghost story. So I'm wondering if this is just a matter of expectations, if people expected something more along the lines of The Time Traveler's Wife, and if maybe people picked this up wanting a little more horror. Because when things are, to me, described as gothic, atmospheric, I'm expecting a like extremely slow burn. So that's honestly what I'm expecting about this, is something with a slow moving plot and a lot of atmosphere, a lot of description. I have had a lot of people comment that they enjoyed this book. And I know I listened to a podcast where someone said like this is their favorite book and they reread it every year, which makes me very curious about it for a book that holds up to that much rereadability, but also seems to have a lot of low ratings. So that is Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. So my plan is to, throughout the year, hopefully get some of these read and figure out and see where I stand, see if I agree with the opinions that these should be low rated, or if there are some hidden gems on here that maybe were just marketed poorly or misunderstood, or it just didn't mesh with the reader, because that happens sometimes. So let me know if you've read any of these, and if you have any strong opinions on any of these books, talk to me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!